But the thing is, so whenever you are trying to use advanced array methods, okay, so this advanced or else ES6 array methods in JS MDM. So this methods will completely depends on. So just give me a second. I will open for each. So here, so this is an array name. For each method they are applying on top of this array. So inside this for each method they are passing function. It is function. Okay. So till now we are not aware of functions. Okay. So that is the reason for time being I'm skipping this. So once we are familiar with these functions, so then we will discuss this array methods. Okay. So me materials లో ఇక్కడ పైన ఉంటుంది ఈ టాపిక్ మెథడ్స్ ఫర్ ఈచ్ కానీ ఫర్ ఆఫ్ కానీ మెథడ్స్ అన్ని పైన ఉంటాయి. సో అవి అక్కడ డిస్కస్ చేయట్లేదు. సో వన్స్ ఫంక్షన్స్ కంప్లీట్ అయ్యాక మళ్ళీ ఇవి డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. ఓకే. సో ఫర్ టైమింగ్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టార్ట్ ఫర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్. Objects dot html. So what is an object? What is an object in general? Real world object అంటే ఏంటి? So this is an object. Mouse is an object. Pen is an object. Okay. So by seeing this, we will understand. Okay. So there will be some width, height, okay, mass, whatever it might be. Okay. The color of that particular item. Okay. So it contains some properties or entities. Okay. So similarly, when coming to the JavaScript, so JavaScript will completely depends on properties. Okay, so sorry, JavaScript object is completely depends on properties. Okay, so however in real world objects contains some specifications or properties. Similarly here, so JavaScript contains entities or properties. Okay, so what is the JavaScript object? So an object is a non-primitive data type. Okay, so it is a non-primitive data type which will stores multiple. Just give me a second. So multiple values. Okay, so in terms of properties. In terms of properties. So here properties are nothing but keys and value pair. Okay, we will discuss all these things. So which will stores multiple values in terms of properties. Okay. So in keys and values stuff. So again, so okay, syntax we will discuss. So the key names are string data type. String data type. And values can be any data type. So it might be number, string, boolean, object, or else any one more object or array. Okay, function. So whatever it might be, value will be any data type, but key names are always string data type. Again, key names are unique. We cannot duplicate this key name. Okay, even if you are duplicating, so it is going to take the updated value. Okay, we will just understand by seeing the syntax. So key names are unique. Okay, clear. So syntax for object. So variable name or else const variable name. So it is object name. Okay, So is equal to curly braces. So inside this key colon value. Okay. So key name colon value. Okay. So if you have multiple key names, just separate with comma. So again, give me a second. So I'm going to take multi-line comment. Yes, so same this. Same. So again, I'm going to take, so here itself I'm going to write. So key and value, and so on. Okay. So multiple values you can just store. Okay. So now tell me. So what is an array? What is an array? Hmm? Collection of. Okay. So anyway, so let car is equal to. So array is also used to store multiple values. Okay. So that values data type is different. Similarly here, values data type is like values can be any data type. Okay. In array also it will support any data type. Okay. Collection of multiple data. That data will be any data type. Okay. So similarly here, I am going to take one array. Okay. So first car. So I'm going to mention here Ferrari. So next blue. Two is for seating. Okay. So blue is for color. This brand. Okay. Fuel, which is petrol. Clear? So I have created an array with specifications of car. Okay. So I have created this array. I am able to understand what is this Ferrari. It is a brand. It is a color of that car. It's just a numbering, seat numbering. Okay. How many seats are available? So here, fuel. So I have created this array. I am aware of it. So just assume. So in company, so only one person is not going to work. So there might be a team. Okay. So in team, whatever the thing you have created, it will be understandable by all the teammates. Okay. So team లో ఎంతమంది ఉంటారో అందరికీ అర్థం అవ్వాలి మనం ఏది క్రియేట్ చేసామో అది. ఓకేనా. So for that, I am going to take here rather than taking with this array. Okay. So array is also going to store multiple values, but it is not going to pass or else convey the exact information. Okay. So that is the reason here I am going to take const car object is equal to curly braces. So here brand colon Ferrari. So comma next color red. So next seats 2 fuel petrol. Clear? So now anyone can understand by seeing this object. So car details, brand Ferrari, color red, seats 2, fuel petrol. Okay, but here, so if it is like what it is, one new brand which are we are aware of it. Okay, so just assume the brand name I am mentioning here, which is not aware. ఓకే సో ఏదైనా కొత్త బ్రాండ్ అనుకోండి మనకు తెలియదు అనుకోండి సో అప్పుడు అది బ్రాండ్ నేమ్ అని మనం ఐడెంటిఫై చేయగలం ఓకే సో హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫెరారీ వి విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఓకే దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వీ నీడ్ టు ఇండికేట్ ఓకే సో హియర్ it is an object name or variable name. Okay, so these are properties of for this object. So properties are nothing but keys and value pair. Okay, so key names are always string data type. Okay, so if I okay so here if I just hover on it, so it is string data type. You are not able to pass here any numbers. Okay, so if you are passing also, it is going to treat it as string. Okay, but here value will be any data type. ఈ వాల్యూస్ ఏ డేటా టైప్ అయినా మనం పాస్ చేయొచ్చు. అగైన్ వన్ మోర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ విచ్ ఈస్ నెస్టెడ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూ కెన్ పాస్. ఓకే, సో హియర్ బ్రాండ్ విల్ బి ఆల్వేస్ స్ట్రింగ్. యూ కెన్ పాస్ ఎక్స్ప్లిసిట్లీ లైక్ దిస్ ఆల్సో. ఓకే, సో స్ట్రింగ్ గా మనం ఇలా అయినా పాస్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా, సో లేదు మనం ఇట్లా పాస్ చేసినా ఇట్ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ string data type. Okay, but here values are different data types. Clear? So object is a non-primitive data type which will stores multiple values in the form of properties or in terms of properties. So properties are nothing but key and value pair. Okay, key names are always string data type and they are unique. Clear? It is fine if someone asks. Okay, so then again, so there will be or three ways to create an object. So to create an array, how many ways? To create an array, how many ways? Online, offline? Two ways. String or array literal. So object constructor. Similarly, array constructor. Okay. So again, so there will be one more way, constructor function. Okay, so we will discuss it later. On whoops, we are going to discuss. Okay, so these two we are going to discuss now. Okay, by using by using functions, constructor functions, we are going to create an object. So whenever we are going to discuss whoops, okay, on that time we will cover it. So here we are going to focus on these two. So object literal way. So already this is the literal way of object creation. Okay. So creating an object. Creating an object. So literal way, object, literal. Okay. So same I'm going to mention. So this is the way we are going to create an object using this way. Clear? So any doubts till this point? No doubts now. No. So second way is object constructor. So here const, I'm going to take person is equal to new keyword object. Just give me a second. New keyword object. So before this, I am not a console this right till now. So here, so if I try to console it, for obj. So just go to the console. So it is going to still load. So it is going to display the object. Okay, so along with properties. Okay, so when coming to the array, so each item or else each value contains its own index value. By using index value only, we are going to access these values. When coming to this object, so we are going to use this key names to access these values. Okay, so here there is no index values. So again, this order might be anything. Okay, so it is going to sort it based on characters. Okay, so we have arranged the order like this, but it has been sorted. Okay, so the order might be anything, but we are going to use here key names. Key names to పిలుస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి order ఏదన్నా okay, no issue. Okay, clear. So this is an object creation using object literal. So now I have created a person object using object constructor way. So just whenever you have mentioned a new keyword in front of this object constructor or object method, so it is going to create an empty object. Console.log person. It's going to create an empty object. Okay. So now I need to add properties into this particular person object. Okay. So adding properties into an object. So this adding properties of an object into an object. Okay. So this process will works on this constructor and again this literal way also. మనం ఇప్పుడు ఏదైతే డిస్కస్ చేస్తామో ప్రాపర్టీస్ యాడ్ చేసే ప్రాసెస్. ఓకే. సో సేమ్ ఫర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లిటరల్ ఆల్సో ఇఫ్ యూ నీడ్ టు యాడ్ ఎనీ ఐటమ్స్. ఓకే. సో మీరు ఏదైనా కొత్తగా ప్రాపర్టీస్ యాడ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ద సేమ్ ప్రాసెస్. ఓకే. సో నౌ ఐ నీడ్ టు క్రియేట్ an object with some properties. So I'm going to use this constructor object which is empty. So ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఏం లేవు కదా పర్సన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో. సో నౌ person dot first name. So first name is equal to Peter. Name I need to pass. So person is an object, empty object. Dot first name. So this is the property. Okay, sorry, key name. Okay, so key name is first name. So value is Peter. Again, person dot age is equal to 20. So total how many properties available inside this person object now? 2. Person. Check. First name Peter, age 20. I have created an object using constructor way. Okay, clear? Any doubts? So in array you are going to use index values. Okay, but here you are going to use key names to access. Okay, we have created an array. Sorry, we have created an object using object literal. We have created an object using constructor way. So inside this object, we have added an properties. Clear? Clear? So accessing values from an object. Okay, how to access? So again, there will be two ways. One is dot notation. We're going to see this dot notation. Dot notation. So how to access values from an object? So first way is dot notation. So let or const x is equal to, so it is an object, right? Is an object. So those are the properties. Person dot, person is an object name. Okay, dot first name. Okay, so x is equal to Peter. X is equal to Peter. So go and check whether it is working or not. I need to print Peter has been extracted from this object. Clear? Again, const y is equal to, I have not commented, right? I need to access this red or else 2. How to access? Car object dot seeds. Okay, key name, object name dot key name. What value you need to access, that respective key name you need to pass here. So it is going to get 2, then stored inside an y. Console.log y 2. Clear? So this is dot notation. So just remember, if you are using dot notation, right side of an is equal to operator, equal to operator. Okay. So it is an accessing the object. If you are mentioning same dot notation, left side of equal to operator. Okay. So it is adding or modifying your object. Clear? So if I need to add a new object, sorry, new property, you can just use again. So person dot city is equal to Mysore. Okay. So it is going to add. Clear? So this is how we are going to add values into an object. Clear? So adding, accessing using one way dot notation. Another way of accessing is bracket notation. Both are important. Bracket notation. So here we are going to use bracket notation to access the console.log. If I'm going to take again a const x is equal to first name, sorry. So we will work on this object. Okay. Core object of this is a bracket notation. Okay. So earlierly you are using dot. Now I am using bracket notation. Since I am keep on saying key names are strings. Okay. So we need to pass here string key name. Okay. We need to explicitly mention that key name as a string. Brand. So what will be the X value? So what will be the X value? Ferrari has been extracted. So try to access, like this, it will never ever display an error. Brand is not defined. Okay. So keep remember. So whenever you are working with bracket notation, so you need to mention it as a string. Clear? Any doubts? Doubts in Leva? So both are same, right? So dot notation is used to access value from an object. So bracket notation is used to access values from an object. So despite of the syntax difference tappa inken ledhu ikkada. Okay, so both are working almost similar. Okay, the thing is where we are going to use, what is the purpose or where we are going to use this dot notation, where we are going to use this bracket notation. If you are working on static data, okay, you have an object, the data is already available, you can go through with this dot notation, which is simple. Okay, best. So whenever you are working with the dynamic data, okay, on that time, preferred one is bracket notation. Okay, so you are not able to use dot notation to work on dynamic data. So simple గా ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పా. Okay, person, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take let. Okay, z is equal to name. Okay, so z is equal to name. Console or else, okay, console dot log. So person of first first plus jet. What will be the output here? What will be the output? Peter, right? So how it will work? So first, this particular person of first plus z. Z is nothing but name. So using concatenation operator plus has precedence. So operator plus has precedence. It is going to do concatenation. So then this will be converted into, so this like this. Okay. So then it is going to look for person first name. It is going to return Peter. Clear? So here, have I passed a name? No. Dynamically, this name is coming. Okay. So ఇక్కడ జస్ట్ మనకు అర్థం కావడానికి మనం మెన్షన్ చేస్తాం. జస్ట్ అజ్యూమ్ దట్ డైనమిక్ డేటా విల్ బి అప్డేటింగ్. ఓకే. సో డైనమిక్ అంటే అది మన చేతుల్లో ఉండదు, అప్డేట్ అవుతా ఉండదు డేటా. ఓకే. సో హియర్ మనకు అర్థం కావడానికి జస్ట్ స్మాల్ వేరియబుల్ ఇస్తాం. సో పీటర్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ రైట్. ఓకే. సో హియర్ dot notation will never ever works. Okay. So if you try to pass first plus z, so it won't works. Okay. See, person dot first is first key is available in our object. So first key name first available గా ఉందా? లేదు. మన ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో అవైలబుల్ గా ఉన్న కీ నేమ్స్ వచ్చేసి ఫస్ట్ నేమ్, ఏజ్, సిటీ. ఈ మూడు కాకుండా ఇంకేదైనా కీ నేమ్ మనం యాక్సెస్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తే ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు రిటర్న్ అన్డిఫైన్డ్. ఓకే. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు లుక్ ఫర్ ఇట్. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అవైలబుల్, ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు రిటర్న్ undefined. Undefined plus it is name, right? Name. String. Undefined plus string. What it is going to return? Concatenation again. Okay. It is going to do concatenation. It will won't works. Okay. So that is the reason we are going to use bracket notation whenever you are working with dynamic data. Clear? Any doubts? So whenever you are going to work with static objects or static data, you are going to use dot notation. So whenever you are working with the dynamic objects or dynamic data, you are going to use bracket notations. Clear? Any doubts till this point? Clear. Okay, so I'm going to create new object. So almost done. So creating an object, and then accessing object done. So now we will just start with is there, right? Yeah. We will start with methods. Okay. So comparing with array, object does not contains that much of methods. It has only one. Okay, I will separate it. No issue. So object prototype methods. Okay. So here object prototype method is only one. So person dot, sorry, I'm going to create new object. So const person is equal to name Jessica. Okay. So then again age 25. So city Bangalore. So again, okay. So till here it is fine. So object prototype method. Okay. So these methods will directly applicable on this person. Okay. Person object. So person dot has own property. So this is the method. A person dot has own property. Has own property అనే మెథడ్ ఓన్లీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ పైన వర్క్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? హౌఎవర్ పుష్, పాప్, షిఫ్ట్, అన్షిఫ్ట్, ఓకే, రివర్స్ ఇవి ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతున్నాయో సేమ్ హియర్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద వన్ prototypical object method. Okay, so why we are going to use it? So to check whether this property is included in this object or not. If it is available, it is going to return true. If it is not, it is going to return false. Okay, it is going to return Boolean value. So I'm going to mention here name. So what will be the expected output? So the name itself, it is saying, okay, so has own property. ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కి నేమ్ అనే ఓన్ ప్రాపర్టీ ఉందా? ఉంది. So these are the three own properties for this object. But the thing is, go and check output. It is going to return, sorry, console.log. Console.log. So now it's going to return false. So name is available, right? Name is available. Then why we need to mention inside an string? Okay. So thing is country is available. No, it is not available. It is going to return false. So it is going to look for its own properties for every object. Console.log. So console.log person. So for every object, not only for objects, for every data type. Okay, the language itself, it is going to create prototypical objects. So these are the own properties of an object. Okay, so these are the prototypical objects. Okay, so in arrays there will be lot of methods, but here that much is not available. Okay, so if you see array, so array contains here itself push, pop, shift, unshift. Okay, so then again what it is includes index of all these methods will be available here itself, but here not that much. Clear? So prototype method is nothing but, so this method will available on top of object. Okay, whatever we have created and what it is constructor object. Okay, constructor object. సో మనం ఎప్పుడైతే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తామో ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఆ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తో టైఅప్ అయ్యి దానికి ఏదైతే ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ ఇది యాక్సెస్ చేయగలుగుతుంది. ఓకేనా? ఎలా అయితే మనం అరే క్రియేట్ చేసాం, మనం ఏ అరే, ఇప్పుడు మీ సిస్టంలో అరే క్రియేట్ చేసినా నా సిస్టంలో అరే క్రియేట్ చేసినా పుష్ పాప్ యూస్ చేయగలుగుతున్నామా అంటే, సో ఫర్ దిస్ ఆల్ అరేస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు అటాచ్ విత్ ద అరే ప్రోటోటైప్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద లాంగ్వేజ్ క్రియేటెడ్, ఆ ప్రోటోటైప్స్ కి అటాచ్ అయ్యి ఆ మెథడ్స్ మనం యూస్ చేయగలుగుతున్నాం. Similarly here, so this method is an prototypical method. Okay, but when coming to the static methods, object static methods. Okay na? So ఇవి ఏం చేస్తాయంటే prototypical or else ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ పైన వర్క్ అవ్వ, కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ తో క్రియేట్ చేసిన ఆబ్జెక్ట్ పైన వర్క్ అవ్వ. దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు వర్క్ ఆన్ prototypical object. ఓకే, సో మనం ఊప్స్ డిస్కస్ చేసేటప్పుడు అర్థమవుతుంది ప్రోటోటైప్ అంటే ఏంది, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అంటే ఏంది మొత్తం. ఓకేనా? సో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డాట్, సో నౌ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు డిస్కస్ దీస్ మెథడ్స్ ఆర్ స్టాటిక్ మెథడ్స్ will never ever applies on person object, will only applies on prototypical or constructor object. Okay, so here object dot keys ఆఫ్ పర్సన్, ఈ పర్సన్ లో ఉన్న కీస్ అన్ని ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది ఈ మెథడ్. ఓకేనా? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అన్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. ఓకే, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ కీస్ మెథడ్. సో on which object you are going to apply, so that object name you need to pass here. Okay, it is going to extract all the keys. Let keys is equal to object dot keys of person. Console.log keys. It is going to extract all the keys. All the keys, whatever the available inside that object. Clear? So now, so what is the use of this keys? So see, here it is the type of that key is string. Okay. So what is the use of this keys? Inserting inside an array. So we are not able to iterate over an object. We are not able to iterate over an object, but we are able to iterate over an arrays. Okay. If I need to extract all the values, if I need to extract all the values of an object, I don't know the key names. Okay. I don't know the key names available inside that object. So on that time, I'm going to extract all the keys. It is going to store in one variable. So now this variable contains this array. A keys and a variable name store of the array store of the. And then now, so these are the key names, right? Okay. So now if I need to iterate over an array, I need to use loop for loop. Let I equal to 0, I less than. So keys dot len. Antena keys dot len I plus plus. Console dot log. So I need to access all the values. You just can access and angeli person of I. Antena person of I. In first iteration, I becomes 0. Person of 0. Person అనేది అరేనా అరేనా ఆబ్జెక్టా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ సో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 0 వస్తుందా రాదు సో వాట్ వి నీడ్ టు పాస్ హియర్ కీస్ ఈజ్ అన్ అరే కీస్ అనేది అరే కదా అరే ఆఫ్ 0 అరే ఆఫ్ 1 I. Okay. So person of, if it is an object, it will, so JavaScript will understand whether it is an object or array. If it is an array, so bracket notation use చేసామంటే here it needs to resolve index value. If it is an object, it needs to resolve or else it needs to return key name. Okay. So since it is an object, it is going to look for key names. Okay. Keys is an array, this array. So in first iteration, I becomes 0. Array of 0. Keys of 0 is name. Person of name is nothing but Jessica. Clear? So this is how it is going to resolve. అర్థమైందా అలా వర్క్ అవుతుందా సో it's going to extract all the values. Clear? So this particular keys method will works on constructor object, main object. Okay. But when coming to this prototypical methods, will works on static object. Whatever we have created an object, ఆ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మీద ఈ prototypical methods వర్క్ అవుతాయి. కానీ ఈ static methods will work on only this constructor object. Clear? So not only this console, so where we are going to use this in real time. So where we are going to use this thing in real time. So if I found, okay, I'm going to create one more array. Sorry, object. So const apple is equal to brand iPhone. So next color red or whatever it may be. So quantity available, quantity is 20. So price. So price will be some 80. Okay. Location or city. Okay. So where this thing is available. Bangalore. Clear? So this is an object I have created. Okay. So now I am going to extract same keys. So same keys here. Okay, but the object name is Apple. Okay. So now try to console it. Console.log keys. So what it is going to extract? It is going to extract all the key names of that respective object. Clear? So now, if it is number data type, if it is number data type, I need to convert it into string. Okay. So ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో ఏదన్నా వాల్యూ నెంబర్ డేటా టైప్ అనుకోండి, దాన్ని నేను స్ట్రింగ్ డేటా టైప్ గా కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి. ఓకే. సో రాదర్ దాన్, సో ఎవ్రీ టైం ఈ కన్సోల్ పడుతుంటే ఈజీగా అనిపిస్తుంది. సో రియల్ టైంలో ఎప్పుడు యూస్ చేస్తామంటే ఈ కీస్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేసి ఎప్పుడు యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం అంటే వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఫిల్టర్ ఇట్ అవుట్. ఓకే, ఫిల్టర్ చేయడానికి కానీ అప్పుడు యూజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? సో లెట్ ఆర్ సారీ ఫర్ లెట్ I ఈక్వల్ టు 0 to I less than is dot length. So I plus plus. So now if ఎందుకు యూస్ చేస్తాం, we are going to check which type of data it is. So how to check type of apple of brand ని ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయాలి. ఎలా ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తాం? కీస్ అనే దాంట్లో ఆల్రెడీ అరే ఉందా బ్రాండ్. సో ఇది మన అరే. సో బ్రాండ్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయాలి. కీస్ ఆఫ్ ఐ యాపిల్ కీస్ this array of I0 brand has been extracted. Okay, so is equal to number type of petama. Okay, so type of brand, apple of brand. If it is number, so then I'm going to enter into if console.log. Just check whether it is working or not. So yes. So any number data types ఉన్నాయి? 2 ఉన్నాయా? 20 is a number data type, 80 is a number data type. So 2 times execute and as it is working. So now I need to convert this 20 into string data type. How to convert? Apple of keys of I. Okay, apple of keys of I is nothing but apple of brand. If it is number data type, it is not number data type. Apple of quantity is a number data type. So I need to update it. Is equal to apple of. So how to convert number into string? String method plus operator concatenation. Andela? Sinkyam unnaya? Concatenation or string method. So we are going to see here new one. Apple of keys of I dot to string method is going to convert this value into string. So if it is 20 అనుకోండి, 20 dot to string, ఈ 20 ని స్ట్రింగ్ గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? క్లియర్? సో నౌ జస్ట్ చెక్ console.log. Apple. So So here it will be converted into string data type. Okay. If you need, you can just pass any concatenation also. Okay. So quantity and your concatenation, like so in case 20 quantity, and I mentioned you can just perform concatenation. Clear? Done. So this is how keys method will works. Okay. So maximum time we are going to use this keys object dot keys. ఓకే సో మనం ఎందుకంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా ఈ కీస్ పైన ఇటరేట్ చేయలేం కాబట్టి ఇఫ్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ ఎనీ డేటా ఫ్రమ్ అన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూజింగ్ అరే ఓకే సో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కన్వర్ట్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ లైక్ దిస్ సో దెన్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు వర్క్ ఆన్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ సో వన్ మోర్ it is okay so it is first one object dot keys object dot keys. So second one object dot values. ఇదేం చేస్తుంది అన్ని వాల్యూస్ ని అరేలో స్టోర్ చేస్తా అంతే ఓకేనా కన్సోల్ డాట్ లాగ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డాట్ వాల్యూస్ ఆఫ్ సో iPhone red 2080 bank. It is going to extract all the values of an object. Clear? You can store in one variable, then you can work on that variable. Okay. Clear? Any doubts? Online. So one more object dot entries. Object dot entries. So this is going to take that object properties. Okay. So it is going to store inside an array. So again, inside this array, it is going to store first property, key and value. Key, comma, value. Then again, next array. So 2D array, 2-dimension array. So key, value. Again, one more, like so on. Okay. So it is going to create an array. Inside this array, each key and value pair will be stored inside and one more array. Clear? So console.log object dot entries of. So it is going to create an array. Keys, values, like the array create చేస్తున్నాయో array create చేస్తుంది. Keys వచ్చేసి ఓన్లీ కీస్ ని స్టోర్ చేస్తుంది, వాల్యూస్ వచ్చేసి ఓన్లీ వాల్యూస్ ని స్టోర్ చేస్తుంది. ఎంట్రీస్ ఏం స్టోర్ చేస్తుంది అంటే ఈచ్ కీ అండ్ వాల్యూ పేర్ ని మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక అరేలో ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసి అదొక వాల్యూగా పాస్ చేస్తుంది. Reload it. So here one array, this is one more array. So like this. Clear? Any doubts till this point? Object dot entries. Object dot assign. Object dot assign. Const obj1 is equal to a1 p2. So const obj2 p3 p4. If I need to copy this entire object 2 into this particular object 1, okay, object 1 అని నేను మాడిఫై చేయాలనుకుంటున్నా. ఎలా అంటే ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 2 ప్రాపర్టీస్ అన్ని ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 1 లో ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసేయాలి. ఓకే, ఇట్ వోంట్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 2, ఇట్ విల్ ఓన్లీ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 1. ఓకే, console.log object.assign. It will accept object names. Object names or variable names. So first object 1. సో మనం ఏ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లోకి అయితే కాపీ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నామో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఫస్ట్ మెన్షన్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో సెకండ్ ఏ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని మనం కాపీ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాం. ఓకే, సో హియర్ విచ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు అప్డేట్, ఏ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఇన్సర్ట్. ఓకే, సో విచ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఇన్సర్ట్. ఆబ్జెక్ట్ const result is equal to object dot assign. I am going to print result. It is going to print like this. Okay, so if I try to print object 1, has been updated. Object 1 has been updated. ఓకే, సో మీరు ఇలా చేశారు అంటే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 1 లోకి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 2 ఇన్సర్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకేనా, సో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 1 హ్యాస్ బీన్ అప్డేటెడ్ బట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 2 విల్ స్టేస్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్. ఓకే, సో మీరు వేరియబుల్లోకి తీసుకున్నా అది ఇంపాక్ట్ అవుతుంది, తీసుకోలేదు డైరెక్ట్గా ఇక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేసిన ఓకే, సో లేదు జస్ట్ ఇది మెన్షన్ చేశారు అంతే. ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డాట్ అసైన్ కన్సోల్ చేయాలి, జస్ట్ మెన్షన్ చేశారు. సో నౌ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 1 has been updated. Clear? So just assume there will be one more object, which is object 3. So E5 F. So now object 3. So into this particular object 1, object 2 and 3 will be added. Okay, I am assigning that values. Clear? అర్థమవుతుందా? Fine. So if I just print object 3, what will be the expected output? 5, 6. That's it. Clear? So object dot assign. Whenever you are going to update an object with another object, then you are going to take it. Clear? So object dot freeze. Object dot freeze. So whenever you are using object dot freeze, okay, so before this freezing, modifying existing properties. So how to modify existing properties? So apple or else, okay, this one I'm going to take this object. Okay, so object 1 of A is nothing but first key name. Okay, first property is equal to 15. Console.log object 1. What will be the value? A 15, B 2. Why? Because I have updated here this key value. Okay, so I have updated this key value. Dot A. So not, if you are using it, you need to pass like this. Okay, so then it will update. Otherwise, object 1 dot A. So it has been updated. I have modified that existing A value. Clear? So now, so here, so A 20. So till here, so don't think about this freeze, sorry, this modification. So till here, what will be the A value? So what will be the A value? So I'm not going to update it. Now, what will be the A value it is going to take? 1. No, it is going to take 20. So which is updated key. Okay, so in CSS, if you observe, for one div, if you are applying same property, color name. Okay, so color pink, color red. The updated color red is going to take. So similarly here, keys are always unique. If you are duplicating that key also, it is not going to raise any errors. It is going to update that specific key with updated value. That's it. Okay. Similarly here, so array is going to support duplicate values. Okay. సో మీరు ఒకటే వాల్యూ ఇప్పుడు మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా ఆ రోజు ui టూ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు సపోర్ట్ బట్ హియర్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టూ కీస్ ఇట్ వోంట్ సపోర్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు అప్డేట్ దట్ కీ వాల్యూ విత్ అప్డేటెడ్ వాల్యూ క్లియర్ ఇట్ వోంట్ సపోర్ట్స్ duplicate values. So similarly, if I try to modify or update, okay, so it is going to take this value. Okay, if it is available. Okay, if it is not available, so inside this obj1 dot c is available or not? C available laga unda leda లేదు. If it is available, it is going to update or modify. If it is not, it is going to insert. It is going to insert. Clear? So this is so same. If it is available, it is going to modify existing property. Okay. If it is not, it is going to insert. The A object again. Clear? Not only for constructor, not only for literal. A object again, same. So this is how you are going to update the keys. Okay, so this is the way you are going to inserting the values. Okay, so both are same. So ఇక్కడ ఏదో డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా ఇందాక కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ వే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి సో కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ వే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసాం కదా ఓకేనా ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉందనుకోండి సో ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు మాడిఫై దిస్ పీటర్ విత్ జెసికా ఓకే సో జస్ట్ రిమూవ్ ఇట్ so if this first name is person has already declared. So this first name is already existing. If I try to take one more person dot first name is equal to Jessica. This time is going to be in place. Okay. So if you are assigning the property to an object key, if that key is available, it is going to update. If it is not, it is going to insert. Clear? Okay. If you are assigning for existing, it is going to update. If you are assigning new key, it is going to insert. Clear? Object dot freeze. So what is this object dot freeze is going to do? So object dot freeze of object one. So where is object one? This is object one. Okay. So now I have mentioned inside and freeze. Object one dot a is equal to 15. Console.log obj1. So what will be the expected output? Somewhere so what is an expected output? So we have freezed it. It is going to freeze that existing object. Okay, we are not able to modify. We are not able to update. We are not able to insert. We are not able to delete. It has been freezed. Clear? Okay. So if you try to insert a new also, you want to take. Clear? Done. So one more. Seal. Object dot seal. same object one or else. Okay, so object. So now this time I'm going to stop this freeze. So, so obj1 dot a is equal to 50. Console dot log obj1. So it is going to allow us to update it. Okay, but we are not able to insert new key. Don't accept. Object.seal, it will allow us to update existing key values, but we are not able to add new keys. Object.freeze, it will never ever support modification or is not going to allow us to create new key inside an object. Clear? Any doubts till this point? Any doubts? Online? Nora? Cyrus, clear? Any doubts?
Clear, sir.
So I'm going to create new object. So anything I have commented, right? Done. So okay, తిట్టుకోకుండా అయిపోతుంది almost. So let our const person details is equal to object name Jessica. I'm going to do. So age some 20. So then again city Bangalore. Okay, done. So friends. So friends, if I mention friends, definitely there is no only one friend. There will be more than one. I'm going to create Peter, Mark, John. Clear? How to access this Mark? Friends, friends of one. Console betasana. Console.log friends of one. Error. Error. So how to access? Okay. Oh, fine. How to access this name? Name and better. How to access this name? Jessica. Person details dot name అంటే వస్తుందా జెసికా వచ్చిందా సో ఫ్రెండ్స్ కి పర్సన్ డీటెయిల్స్ డాట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఆఫ్ క్లియర్ if you try to access only friends is going to get array. Clear? So till here it is going to return an array. Person details dot friends is going to return an array. ఈ array పైన మనం index values pass చేస్తాం. Inside. Clear? So you can pass any data type, not only array. You can just pass one more object also. Okay. How? It is a nested object. I'm going to take address, one more object. So village, so BTM layout, cross, some 11th cross. City or pin code 524, sorry, 5600, please. Okay. So here I have created an object. Inside an object, one more I have, oh, sorry, one more object I have inserted. Okay. So person details dot. If I access address, it is going to print entire object. Person details dot address. It is going to print this object. If I need to access this pin code, so till here it is resolving one object. On this object again dot clear nested object. This is how we are going to extract the ticks. Clear? Any doubts? Almost done. Anything missed? No issue. We will cover. Till here it is fine. Done. Everything I have covered. Okay, fine. So I need to stop recording.